Hey, Chris Johnson here. When you're a popular guy like me, or when you're a guy that tells yourself he's a popular guy like me, sometimes shit comes up. Sometimes shit happens that you gotta fucking take care of. People like me just enough that I might get invited to shit from time to time. Sometimes family members, sometimes otherwise. So on a recent Saturday, I had to do a fucking 5K in the morning. Took home 2 medals in that fucking race, and I was jacked up about that. Then I went out, hung out with my fucking cousins at a fucking campground. Did my typical pop in, 5 hours, eat, have some fucking laughs, get the fuck out of there before it gets way too late. And then, later on that day, big time UFC fight. I'm a fan of the mixed martial arts. You give me 2 men, 2 women, ready to beat the shit out of each other, I want to fucking watch it. Especially if fucking Conor McGregor's involved. So a couple weeks back, one of my old buddies from the radio station, old B-Maz, I ran at him at the old B-Machine's birthday party, and he's like, yo, son, I got a fucking Attic Bar McGregor fight. Show up. But here's the situation. I know B-Maz. I don't know B-Maz's wife or B-Maz's friends. I know some of B-Maz's friends, like the B-Machine is one of B-Maz's friends, but B-Machine is in fucking Virginia watching the fucking Hokies in Virginia Tech get the shit pushed in by a bunch of Catholics. Notre Dame. We're fucking them up. So B-Machine's not going to be there. I don't know, Griggs might be there. Remember Griggs? I did a podcast about him pissing in a bottle in the old control room. Maybe Griggs is going to be there. Other than that, I don't know who the fuck is going to be there. But there's going to be people there. There's going to be a fucking crew there. So my old anxieties start coming up. Like, I don't know these people. Like, how the fuck's going to happen? Like, how weird is it going to be? I don't know any of these motherfuckers. And I don't know where the fucking house is or any of that shit. I got the fucking GPS going, all that fucking nonsense. I finally track it down. And I, for some inexplicable reason, parked like way fucking down the street because I can't read fucking numbers on houses. Can we get like glow in the dark numbers on fucking houses? So when assholes like me are looking for them at the middle of the fucking night. So I found a house. B-Man's smart enough to turn on this fucking porch light so I can see the fucking number. I mean, if I just drove by it and like looked, well, there's somebody smoking a cigarette out on the porch. I don't want to lock eyes with that guy. I thought he might be a shady character. Instead, when I'm on foot, I walked up to him and said like, "What's up, son? Chris Johnson here. I don't know who the fuck you are." And he shook his hand. Then I walk in the living room and there's like 3 women on the couch in this living room, and they all like crane their heads back and like look over the head. And they start looking at this ass. They're like, who the fuck is this piece of shit with the fucking long hair? I was wearing a t-shirt, too, that said Jock Fuck. Jockfuck. Jock Fuck. I just thought it might be a nice touch. That's how I introduce myself to people. I gotta let them know what they're getting right away. Because here's the deal. You're gonna realize I'm an asshole eventually, and you're probably not gonna like me. Or if you do like me, you're gonna realize I might be a little bit off. So, if I just wear a shirt that says Jock Fuck, you're getting at least that out of the way right up front. So when I start talking and swearing and being my normal dickhead self, you're going to be like, oh, you know what? The Jock Fuck shirt, that makes sense. So like, I'm looking at 3 women, and I'm just like standing there. Like, as awkward as fucking possible. And I was like, hey, how you guys doing? B-Maz's wife, and she's like, hi, who are you? It's almost like a little kids meeting at that point. You know what I mean? Like when you meet like a little kid, like, hi, I'm Jeff. Hey, Jeff, who are you? I'm Tim, whatever the fuck. Like an awkward little kid fucking meeting. And I was like, I'm Chris Johnson. And then in that moment I realized I introduced myself now like I'm starting a fucking podcast. How fucking embarrassing is that? It's a good thing nobody knows about the fucking podcast on a grand scale. They'll think I'm like doing a shameless bit of self-promotion. But I introduced myself like, hey everybody, I'm Chris Johnson. One of the women was like scoffs. And she's like, I know you. I saw you at the B-Machine's birthday. And I was like, yes you did. Yes, you did, lady. I must have made quite an impression. Like, the disgust. Like, I know this fucking guy. This piece of shit is here? The Attic Bar was fucking nice. There were a couple dogs there. Booze all over the fucking place. I'm not a big booze guy, but, it's all they had up there. It's a bar. Like, he's like, we got pop downstairs. Fuck it. What do we got? And in classy fashion, B-Maz has got a fucking, like, chalkboard on the wall like a real fucking bar. And he's got, like, the drink specials up there. Like, what's in the fucking fridge? We got fucking whiskey, vodka. This motherfucker knew what was up. Like, if you ask him to mix your fucking drink, he's got, like, drink mixing materials. I don't know the names of any drinks. I usually just grab whatever the fuck is there. And since I'm not a big drink guy, I'm also not a big shot guy. Just pounding shots. Shots taste like fucking horse piss. They're never good. It's warm. It burns you. It doesn't matter what kind of fucking shot you're getting. It's probably going to burn and just taste like fucking garbage. But, he's lining up these little fucking shot glasses, these like plastic shot glasses, with fucking legit Conor McGregor whiskey. Like fucking like Irish whiskey. And I'm realizing at this point, like, I got to fucking take a shot of this. And it's going to be fucking awful. But like, I'm a guest. I'm a guest up there. When you're a guest places, you got to do shit. You know what I mean? You got to do shit you might not want to do. Because here's the deal. B-Maz is nice enough to invite me to his house. I'm eating his snacks in his attic, petting his fucking dogs. I can't, like, refuse stuff. I mean, I could, but I'm not paying for this fight. You know what I mean? That's another thing, too. I didn't pay for the fight, and I didn't offer any cash. I figure, look, this party's going on whether or not Chris Johnson's here or not. I never know the etiquette when you go to certain parties, especially parties when, like, a pay-per-view event is ordered. I didn't see anybody else, like, flashing, dollar bills or anything like that. I would have thrown in. I had some cash on me, but I'm not going to start waving that out. You don't want to be that douchebag. Start throwing fucking dollar bills around, because guess what? If I'm the host, somebody starts flashing, the dollar bills, I'm taking that shit. I'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, thanks. Everybody else paid. Just put that shit in my pocket. B-Man's a smooth guy. He would know that trick. I'll be back Sundays and Wednesdays. That's when you get your new podcast episodes. You can get every episode on Podbean, the website or the app for that. I'm also on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. Catch me on Twitter, too, at Johnson Hates You. You can catch me on Instagram in maybe 5 minutes. Or Facebook is your game. Is that your bag? You can get the podcast right in my Facebook timeline.